Okay, so today I'm going to go through my Blender add-on called Node Tree Animation Builder. So it can build animation of any tree system. So I just finished the documentation. I decided to release it now because I read this add-on 3 months ago, but I didn't write the documentation, so I keep it till now, which I finished the documentation now. So let's go through, and so you can open here all the node tree based node tree editor space. So once you have node tree, you have the option to build an animation. Okay, so this node on supports all the node tree editors. For example, if you have a compositor, it also can build here, and also the shading, and also the texture node editor. Okay, all four node editor supported. So we can have a very quick look how to build. For example, I have 3 node here, so I can refresh. If I go to, I have the bulk builder, menu builder, and annotate. So annotate is like separate by itself, but for the node link and the value, it's under the bulk and the menu. For the bulk, you can like build many items together at once. But for the menu, you can only add one each time. So you can select one each time. For example, this is node, and if there's a link, it will show up for the link, and the same thing for the value. If it has value, it will show up for the value. But each time only one to build. Okay. For the builder, so you can build many. You also can like just build one each time. For example, you can delete all them and just keep one. Okay. Let's just go very quick all the options here. For example, the animation starter frame. This will adjust the starter frame, but all the starter frame only affect their own. But for this one, will affect the first item. But for the others, for example, the animation length will anime length, it will affect all the item value you can see, because also for the stagger. So for the stagger, it will also affect every item here in the list. But if you want adjustment for each individual item, you you can just like for the starter, so you can just do the start. The starter only affect the current one, but for the others, for example, it will affect the later one. So you can like do adjustment like this, adjust each start value and then end value. Okay. So the stagger length meaning like how long the gap between the first item and the second item's animation. For example, if I have 16, so the first end 18, so the next starts 34, and the second end 45, and with the 16 frame and start again for the next item. That's the stagger time meaning. Okay. And also for the start position means like so when you build the animation, the node animation, it will have a start position. Everything will put, for example, if I set of -1000, and when I build, and so it will start from here to do the animation. For example, if I just do, you can see it started from 1 minus 1000. Okay, there's also think before start. If you don't think, so let me delete that again. So if I don't think, I build the animation. So you can see so the starting status is just at the current status. So the think means you put before the animation start, it will think the initial position where you put. Okay, that's the start position. And the next is for the path. So for the path, you can see it's from minus 1000 to current position where you when you build the animation. Let me so if you want like adjustment the path like minus 1000 to here, so that's the path, right? You can do once you build the animation there will be a curve, the path animation curve. You can see because in Blender, so all the float curve have a very limited range. You can see every time when I do calculate the path, I have a different range. So for example, the range are different. So this multiplier is just multiply this value as minus 1 means minus 1000. That's the initial value, and the end value will be like minus 0.34 times 1000 is minus 340. That's the path. So that's from minus 1000 to minus 340. Okay, so then this is the path linear from here to here, but you can adjust the path because this is a curve. So if you adjust the path, it will become here. It will from minus 1000 to 260 and back to minus. So it will like this will wiggle, right? Let's see the effect. You can see it's from minus 1000 to 260 and back to minus 340. This is for the x direction, also for the y direction. So you can see it's 0, also the end is 0. So if you like if you want like this, it will do that. Okay, let's see. So you can see if we because like maybe we can like max value we can do 1 and reset view, we can like more exaggerate. So if we see, you can see this is a curve. Okay, so because the curve range is limited, so I have to multiply a value, normally 1000, 10,000. So you can, if you want to adjust the path curve, like have a fancy animation. Okay, also all the animation have an animation curve, so you can like do the curve also. It will very quickly. So you can see if you do, for example, if you do for a different node or the second node, so if I want like very slowly, so you can see that. So the first one very quick, so the second one you can see at the beginning is very slow. Okay, that's the animation curve. Okay, so all this can adjustment lively. So if you adjust, it will follow this one. But before you do, you add the animation, you also can like do here. It will all follow this curve. So if you build a curve, so you can see it all follow that curve. Okay, that's for the anime curve. Anything else? Okay, start side. I don't know. Oh, this is for the, if you for the animation. There's also animation shrink, but the shrink is like not really work well, because this one only have like can only in this way and very limited, but it cannot like this way. So we can have a try. So if I let me just like node animation, delete all the node animation, and only select the group input. So also be careful. So if you are between the animation, so if you delete the animation, it will not recover the original status. Okay, so you have to do by yourself, or you can play to the false initial status, then delete the animation. Okay, so let's just do this one, maybe give a little longer. So do a shrink at the beginning, we set at 2, maybe 2, so it will at the beginning it will be very big, and then so let's see. So you can see it's very big, then it's just go back. Okay, now if I delete this, and then what I do is I just instead of 0.2, like I said, half the value, and then build the animation again. Okay, let's see. So you can see it just increase. Okay, that's the what's that? That's the shrink animation. That's animation. Basically, that's it. When you have like a new, for example, if you add a new node, so each time you should refresh the node, it will appear here. Or you can rebuild the node list. Rebuild just everything in your state. So if you refresh, if you do this, so the refresh will not change the other status. Okay, that's a difference. That's basically the node animation. So all the other animations very similar. For example, if we go to the link and we refresh out here, so if I do this adjustment and I go 24 maybe, so you can see I have out here, and then I build the animation. Let's just have a look. So you can see this is the link animation. Okay. So all the starter frame, anime length, and stagger time is the same meaning as before, and also there's a reverse. So reverse means like let me just delete the animation here, and we add a reverse, and let's see. So it will like this. Okay. So that's a reverse. Okay. That's the animation, so you can grow or reverse. And the next is the start and the end value. So for example, if I have a link here, so if I want, let me just like there should only one link. Why there's two link? Let me just delete that one. Okay, this link. So if I build animation, let me just start from like 6 and 30. Okay, let's see. Let's do the grow. Sorry. You can see the position. It will not link here exactly, because if the input is vector, have multi-vectors, the location calculation is not correct, because I only estimate the location, which because sometimes the previous is linked or it's not linked, so it's pretty complicated to calculate precisely. So I just give a very a rough estimation. For this, if you done a match well, so you can adjust the end value. For example, for the y, maybe minus 10. Let's see, minus 10, it's work or not. Okay, not enough, maybe minus 100. Okay, still maybe minus 500. Oh, when we adjust here, we need to rebuild new links. That's why it doesn't work. Okay, we can adjust here because this is like a pretty, everything's live. We can before the animation, we can do adjustment also after. Okay, once we add. Okay, let's see again. Okay, this is precise, like minus 50. You can see it's pretty set, right? It's pretty good match. Okay, that's the start offset and offset file. Okay, that's the link animation. Basically, that's it. Also for the view. Okay, for the view, you have to add one by one. If you want a multiple, for example, at the beginning, I want a follow. A follow just like a move around, left, right, up, down. That's a follow. You can move. This is the positive means the wheel will move on right. Negative will be, let's just have a look. So if I build the move, let's see. So we can see the node move on left because our wheel is move on right, right? Okay. So if I do, let me just like delete. Also, we just need one. Okay, just look. Follow. Okay, follow. I want to try negative. Right? Negative is the wheel will move to left and the node will move to right. Let's see. You can see that's the follow. Also for the y, up and down. Okay. Let's remove this and do the room. So for the room, here. So when you change room, the adjustment here is here on the top. So for positive, I think it's room out. Let's have a look. Yes, for positive is room out. So if negative, it will room in. So let's just, maybe we can also from here, right? So we don't need every time to build a new one. We just adjust and here it's fine. So let's see. Okay, negative is the room out. Okay. So that's for the view. So you can like at one time you can add a multiple list. Okay, you can also adjustment the order. That's for the view, and let's go to the menu. The menu for the node it's pretty similar as before, so you can adjustment like the sync, animation curve, start frame, end frame, animation time, and also the multiplier. Okay, so you can just like add one, and then you can just add a node animation. So I will not go through anymore because we already see that before. Also for the link animation. So if there's a link, it will show up here, and you can select since we only have one link from here. So the link is only check the node on the right link. So it will, if you have like, for example, this node, this node only look at on the right link, not the left. Okay, all the node is same. So here we have two links, so you can just choose one link and add an animation for the link. Also, you can add a new link. So for the new link, you can just for example, group input and set a position, maybe set a position. You can extend because we added like this is called extend all the others have, and we also can do the position maybe. So grow and frame 4 to 30. Right, let me try add animation and see. So you can see we add a new link. You can also add a new link. Okay, that's the link. Let me remove this animation also for the view. Okay, now so for the value only can be added manually because you cannot like just value grouply. It's pretty difficult to maintain. So you can just choose which input, which value you want. Like choose the node first, it will show up. For example, if you have a transform, there's also two. So if there's no, there's no. Okay. If we want to do the offset, for example, from 4 to 30 and from to 10, where are our group? Okay, here, because of position. Okay, so if we add an animation, we should think, right? Anyway, I think we can think here also. Can we? Yeah, we can think. So you can see the value is moving, right? You can see. Okay, that's a value. It's pretty simple. All the stuff you can start a value, end the value, and start a frame, end the frame. That's all for the value. Okay, so the last one is for the annotation. Annotate. So if you have annotation, it will show up. But if you don't have annotation, you can build add annotation at the beginning. So you can draw anything. So when you draw, this draw tool is just from here. I just borrow from here. So I just put it here. It's for you conveniently to draw here. Also, you can like input text. For example, if I add a new layer and change the color maybe. So this is like annotation anime. So you can see you can just input yourself. You can also like adjust this size, right? You also can like choose a different font, right? And also position. You can do position because this is a pixel. Maybe we can do 200, so you can see 500. So you can also adjustment the position. Also the step is how like a fine. If I have like 5, you can see if I have 0.02, it become more precise. Okay, that's for it. Okay, if you don't have, let me just delete this. Okay, just do once you have the annotation, whatever you have draw, whatever, so you can just refresh your annotation. Currently we have only one layer. Let me maybe try to redo again. Let me just like whatever, draw one and I draw another one and change this is frame 58. Let's go to 1. So this is one more and maybe change the color. Right more. So we have 2 layers now. So for the first layer we have like a frame 1 and a frame 58. So that's 2 frames and we have 2 different strings. So let's just come back. And you can see you can have a layer level. You can also have frame level. So the frame level will list all the layer because this node is 1 layer. There are 2 frames, and this layer only have on frame 1. Right. Also can go to the stroke level. So on this layer, so frame 1 you have 1 stroke, on frame 58 you have 2 stroke, and for the layer 2 on frame 1 you have two stroke. That's the thing. So build the animation is also very simple, just like this. Also you can write on, write off. The morph it doesn't work right now, but you have write on, write off. And you also can add like a writing sample. For example, if I do this, let me show you. Okay, so you can see okay, that's the animation. Okay, for example, if I want for the first one, maybe from 48 to 72 for the first frame, I also found right off. Let me also add one more, so we can see the first one. This is the first one, so you can see it right off at 48. You can see it right off like this. So you can add multiple annotation, right? I think that's all. So you can adjustment the sample scale. Also, you can shift the sample location, and the animation stack time. There's nothing to see. So also you can restart if you don't want this. You can just delete all this one, or you can just restart annotation. It will delete all that and restart everything. And also during your animation, let's do the animation again. So during the animation, the layers will be locked. You cannot edit anymore. Okay. So if you want to edit the layer again, you should restore. After you restore everything original data, you can edit it right now. Okay, so that's basically the annotation. It's pretty strong, how to say that? So I think this one for the input text pretty powerful. Yeah, powerful, right? You can, so pretty much, so based on this node tree animation, you can build a very fancy tutorial about a node tree. If you have a very good node tree you want to show audience, this is the purpose to for you to do the explain the video, like a tutorial video of the node tree. Okay, I think that's all for this add-on, and you can, if you find this useful, please come to my GitHub and start on me. So thank you very much.